in my head, I'm like, why somebody with my little brother? You feel me? It's like, that's what's really going through my head at the moment when it first popped off. I'm like, damn. Like, but I'm a protected person though. It's like any brother I have, or any sister I have, or any family member I have, if anybody is bothering or doing something to anybody who I love, I'm gonna protect them regardless.
Just as the streets had begun to quiet down following his tragic death, new footage has surfaced raw, unfiltered and chilling. The last known recordings of King Von lying on the ground have leaked, and they're reigniting the internet all over again. Captured just moments after gunfire erupted, the clip offers a haunting new perspective on those final seconds. For fans, it's reopening old wounds. For those closest to Von, it's a painful reminder of how fast everything changed. But what's in the video has everyone asking the same question. Why was this hidden until now? What you're about to see might change how you remember that night forever. When the news broke on November 6, 2020, that rising Chicago drill star King Von had been killed in Atlanta, the hip-hop world stood still. The loss of Davon Daquan Bennett, better known as King Von, sent shockwaves through the industry. But what exactly happened that fateful night outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge? Tonight, we're diving deep into the footage, eyewitness accounts, and the controversial aftermath of one of hip-hop's most heartbreaking tragedies. According to police reports and surveillance footage, Von had been at Opium nightclub earlier that evening before heading to Monaco Hookah Lounge on Trinity Avenue. Around 3:20 to 4 a.m., everything changed. Von, affiliated with Lil Durk's Only the Family label, crossed paths with Quando Rondo, who has ties to NBA YoungBoy's Never Broke Again collective, a pre-existing tension that would soon erupt. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation reported that a verbal dispute in the parking lot quickly turned physical. Surveillance footage showed Von, dressed in all white, punching a man believed to be Quando Rondo, though not officially confirmed. That altercation set off a deadly chain reaction. What began with fists quickly escalated to gunfire. 6 people were hit. King Von and another man, 34-year-old Mark Blakely from Chicago, lost their lives. 3 others were wounded and rushed to the hospital. Early reports mistakenly claimed 3 had died, adding to the confusion and sparking a flood of rumors online. TMZ later released the actual shooting footage. The video showed the fight, the sudden eruption of gunfire into a vehicle, and rush to the hospital. It gave the world a shocking, unfiltered look at those final moments. Sources close to Quando Rondo, whose real name is Trikian Terrell Bowman, said he was asleep in a car when Von's crew pulled up. According to their account, Von approached aggressively, striking Quando and triggering the confrontation. That's when Timothy Leaks, also known as Lul Tim, a known associate of Quando, allegedly pulled the trigger, fatally shooting Von Quando. Rondo later shared his side in an interview with Angela Yee, claiming he had no intent.
In my head, I'm like, why somebody with my little brother? You feel me? It's like, that's what's really going through my head at the moment when it first popped off. I'm like, damn. Like, but I'm a protected person though. It's like any brother I have, or any sister I have, or any family member I have, if anybody is bothering or doing something to anybody who I love, I'm going to protect them regardless.
Leaked statements suggest that Timothy Leaks acted out of loyalty, not with premeditated intent, a narrative that may have played a key role in the eventual dismissal of charges against him. As tensions boiled over that night, multiple videos captured the chaos. What started as a fistfight quickly turned deadly when firearms were drawn. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, 6 people were shot during the altercation. King Von was among them, suffering critical injuries. In the immediate aftermath, confusion spread about who had actually fired the shots that struck Von. Early rumors even suggested that police may have been involved, since both on-duty and off-duty officers responded to the scene. However, the Atlanta Police Department later clarified that King Von had already been shot before they arrived during the initial exchange of gunfire between the two groups. After being hit, King Von was placed in a vehicle by his associates and rushed to the hospital. Tragically, he succumbed to his injuries shortly after arrival. Another victim, 34-year-old Mark Blakely from Chicago, also died from wounds sustained during the shootout. 3 additional individuals were injured and hospitalized with varying degrees of severity. The day after the shooting, on November 7th, 2020, Timothy Leaks was arrested and charged with felony. This footage takes on an eerily haunting quality when you realize just how close it was captured to King Von's untimely death. Only 26 years old, with his career rapidly ascending, his life was tragically cut short in a burst of violence, a moment that seemed to stem from a spontaneous street altercation. The legal aftermath took an unexpected turn in August 2023, when the murder charge against Timothy Leaks was dismissed. According to reports, the charge was dropped before reaching a grand jury indictment, signaling either a lack of sufficient evidence or deeper complications within the case. Leaks' attorney, Noah Pines, confirmed the dismissal, though the specific reasons were never publicly disclosed. This development added yet another layer of controversy to an already heated and emotional case. Before the tragic events of that night in Atlanta, King Von had been carving out a powerful presence in the rap world. Known for his vivid storytelling and raw depiction of life in Chicago's South Side, he had built a strong and loyal following. His debut album, Welcome to O Block, named after the infamous Parkway Gardens housing complex where he grew up, was receiving critical praise. Tracks like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O showcased his lyrical talent and street authenticity, solidifying his place in the drill music scene. While official court documents didn't explain the exact reason for the case dismissal, many legal analysts pointed to Georgia's Stand Your Ground law, a statute that can shield individuals from prosecution if deadly force is used in self-defense. The charges being dropped further divided public opinion. For many of Von's fans, it felt like justice had been denied. For Quando Rondo's circle, it validated their claims of self-defense. To fully understand the context of King Von's death, we must look deeper into the long-standing tensions between two powerful hip-hop collectives. Only the Family, OTF, led by Lil Durk, and 4KT, 4K Trey, affiliated with NBA Youngboy. This wasn't a rivalry born overnight. It was the product of years of personal drama, professional competition, and the unspoken rules of street politics. One of the more complicated layers of the feud involved romance. Similarly, Jania, another woman tied to the scene, had connections to individuals from both camps. These entanglements added fuel to the fire, creating emotional tension behind the scenes. Professionally, things weren't much smoother. Reports suggest that King Von once attempted to collaborate with NBA Youngboy, but the request was allegedly rejected. In the competitive world of rap, especially among artists rising from similar backgrounds,
Talk. Tell us what you mean in the game, on the rap game. You tell them, okay? That's boring. Shit, what else? Yeah, it be just, and then you choosing side. We like say you don't fuck nigga, but you not. But I guess he'll too harder than he with you, so he don't fuck with you. You'll start seeing niggas on following you and shit on Instagram. Yeah. And shit. Stop talking to your stick together, you know. But you'll see niggas be getting close to you, like what the. Like that's gay.
The perspective King Von held on loyalty speaks volumes. To him, loyalty wasn't just a personal virtue, it was everything. In an industry where allegiances often shift based on convenience, clout, or personal gain, Von believed real relationships were rare. This mindset likely shaped how he interpreted the actions of NBA Youngboy's camp, viewing them not just as rivals, but as untrustworthy, a perception that only deepened the existing animosity. Adding another layer of tension were OTF's Associations with artists like YNW Melly, T Grizzly, and TBG, all of whom had their own complicated histories with 4KT. Reports of a physical altercation between YNW Melly and NBA Youngboy only further entangled the web of rivalries. These weren't isolated beefs, they were part of a larger network of affiliations and street politics that spilled into the music world. Sometimes the hostility was overt. Other times it simmered beneath the surface, visible only through subtweets, interviews, or coded lyrics. King Von allegedly trolled NBA Youngboy online, a move that reportedly provoked responses like Youngboy's track Dead Trolls, a title many took as a direct shot. In the world of hip-hop, where ego, respect, and image are currency, even a single bar or social media post can escalate tensions into real-life consequences. This volatile backdrop set the stage for what would unfold on November 6, 2020, when King Von and Quando Rondo, an artist signed to NBA Youngboy's label, crossed paths outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. This wasn't just a random encounter. It was a moment charged with the weight of long-standing tension, street affiliations, and unresolved grievances between two powerful camps. Following Von's death, the feud between OTF and 4KT didn't die down, it exploded. NBA Youngboy released Bring the Hook, which included the incendiary line, "O Block Pack Get Rolled Up," the reference to Von's neighborhood, and by implication, Von himself outraged fans and artists alike. Lil Durk clapped back indirectly, posting a photo of King Von on Instagram with captions that many interpreted as a challenge to 4KT's claims. The lyrical sparring continued. In No Like I Know, Youngboy included more veiled threats, widely believed to be aimed at Lil Durk. Both camps used social media to flex wealth, status, and thinly veiled warnings, further fueling the rivalry. Other artists began to weigh in, with figures like Lil Reese, NLE Choppa, and 21 Savage publicly showing support for OTF, a reflection of Lil Durk's deep-rooted influence in Chicago and beyond.